Hey guys, welcome back to another Weekend of Meals video where we share some of the meals we had over the weekend, as well as some clips of family fun. This weekend was a busy weekend, and by busy I mean we were spending time together as a family, so we had a bunch of quick and easy dinners that were so delicious, and I hope you guys enjoy them. Don't forget to hit that like button, and let's get to it.
Got some salt and pepper, some garlic and onion powder. You got some Tony's in there. You got some seasonal. And then my secret ingredient. Can you guess what it is? A beef ramen package.
Really?
Cross your fingers. And some butter. Put it on 250, 275 until it's done.
For the first dinner of the weekend, we're making some French dip sandwiches, and we have made these so many different ways, and they always turn out delicious. I've done them in the crock pot. We've done them with roast beef sandwich meat. You can do them any way you want. This time we're using a beef roast, and we're just going to cook it in the oven this time. So Adam just seasoned this with everything he just said in that clip. And then we're going to add on some butter and wrap this up in foil and throw it in the oven on about 250 degrees for about 5 hours until it's tender and shreds easily. And I'll leave this recipe down below. Usually we have fries or chips with these, but this time we decided we wanted some artichokes. They were on sale at H-E-B. So we have 3 artichokes, and we're just going to cut off the bottom and cut off the top and kind of open the petals a little bit. And then we'll just get these in a pot with about 1 inch of boiling water. These usually take about 45 minutes if they're bigger. I think these took about 30 minutes, I'm not sure. But you just boil them until the leaves are easy to pick off and they're ready to eat. Once our roast was all done, we just shredded that up with a fork, and then we added on a little bit of some Jus Gravy, and we're going to save the rest for dipping. We topped this off with some provolone cheese and stuck it back in the oven until the cheese melted. And we just served this on some super delicious and soft buns with our Jus Gravy for dipping and some garlic butter for dipping our artichokes. The boys love artichokes. They devour these. And yes, I know they're dipped in butter, but it's still a veggie and they're still delicious, and everybody loved this dinner. Once dinner was done, we headed out to look at some Christmas lights. We headed into downtown Bastrop. If you're curious, yes, this is where my P.O. box is, but we kind of live in the middle of a whole bunch of different towns. We don't live in town anywhere, but we're surrounded by a bunch of little small towns, like LaGrange that I've shown you before, and then Bastrop, and all of these other places. And I just love small towns on Christmas because they just look so cute all lit up. So we headed to Bastrop to look at the lights before coming home to watch some Christmas movies. So we go to this Trail of Lights every year. We wanted to go to one in LaGrange this year, but we didn't end up going. And this is a shorter drive, so this is what the boys know for Christmas. They can pick out all the things that are coming up before we even get there and point out all of the stuff. And they just love it, and it's so fun to watch them get so excited about some Christmas lights. And I love that we can do this every year, and it's something free to do, and they enjoy it, and it's so much fun. Okay, so today I have another grocery haul for you. This is for our Christmas dinner and Christmas Eve. It's not all of it, but it's what I could get for now because some stuff I can't keep for a week, it'll go bad. But we finally decided what we're doing. Christmas Eve we're having barbecue, and Christmas Day we're making lasagna. So I went ahead and grabbed another pack of Coke Zeros. I got these pretzels to make reindeer antlers out of. I'm going to make some cinnamon rolls on Christmas morning and make them look like reindeer, and that's what the M&Ms are for too. And then they were buy one, get $1 off the next one, so these were only like 39 cents. And I figured I have some chocolate in the pantry still, that the kind you melt and dip fruit and stuff in. So maybe I'll make a little treat out of those. Lasagna noodles for the lasagna, obviously. Elbow noodles for my mac and cheese to go with our barbecue. I keep saying my mac and cheese. That's totally not my recipe. I always link the recipe. Some navy beans to make some homemade baked beans. Grab some tomato sauce, some cornflakes to go on top of hash brown casserole. Needed some flour because I'm making my grandma's cookies and her blondies, and we have flour, but you know, you never know. Holiday baking, you might run out. A can of cream of chicken soup for the hash brown casserole that I'm going to make for Christmas morning as well. Some more baking powder. Cheddar cheese soup for the macaroni. And then I got a small tomato sauce This one's for lasagna, and this one is for the baked beans. For Grandma's Blondies, I got some butterscotch chips and some chopped pecans. I shared this recipe last year, and these are so good. I'll link the video down below that has the recipe. These were my grandma's. She used to make them all the time, and I took one bite of these when I made them after she passed away. And I was in tears because they were so good and just like brought me back to my childhood. So I'll link that video down below now. That way, if you want to make them for Christmas, you have time. But I'll also be making them again soon, and I'll share that as well. We also have some apple juice. I just need a little bit of this, but the boys will drink the rest. For the baked beans, I wanted some frozen shredded hash browns for my hash brown casserole, and they didn't have any, so I got these. They're like refrigerated ones. They were more expensive, but that's okay because I wanted shredded hash browns, and I don't want to shred them myself, and I just wanted those, so I paid more for them. For meat, we got some bacon for the baked beans and whatever else we need it for. I won't use all of that. We got some ground beef and ground pork for lasagna. I'm guessing he's using both of those for it. Mozzarella and Parmesan for lasagna. I got 2 things of cheddar because I need one for the mac and cheese. And then I need some for the hash brown casserole too. Cinnamon rolls for Christmas morning. Yes, I could make some from scratch, but I don't want to. I want to sit and open presents with my kids and just let them be cooking in the oven. Butter. Always need butter. I'm going to put some ham in my hash brown casserole because it sounds good. Cottage cheese for lasagna. Sour cream for the mac and cheese and for the hash brown casserole. I think we got another thing of eggs. And then I went ahead and grabbed 2 of these pans. I'm going to make baked beans in one and the mac and cheese in the other. That way I have less dishes. And then for the cookies and stuff I'm making, I'm going to give some to my dad, which he already knows, so it's not a spoiler alert. I'm going to put them in there just so they're pretty. Wrap them up. Merry Christmas, Dad. So that's everything we got. I think we spent... What did I do with the receipt? Hold on. Our grand total was $59.78. We still have to go back for salad stuff. Oh, and garlic bread to go with the lasagna. And I'm going to pick up some coleslaw to go with our barbecue. So just a couple things, but I didn't want to get those and they go bad in the fridge before Christmas. But that's all we got. Angus boy. What are you doing? Are the boys outside playing? You want to go too? We also checked the P.O. box and got another Christmas card, and it's so cute. So thank you, Renee. I love it. It's adorable. And then I printed out some pictures finally of the boys' school pictures. These are for me to frame. And then some to give to family. And then a couple of Christmas pictures to send in cards. So yeah, I've got lots of cards to send out, and now another one to send out. So I hope you get it before it's Christmas. And now I gotta figure out what we're making for dinner tonight.
For tonight's dinner, we wanted to make some tomato soup with tortellini. We have a recipe for homemade tomato soup that we've made a few times before, and I'll leave that recipe down below. Basically, all we did was double this recipe, add some tortellini and some bacon and some Parmesan cheese, and this was so good. So once all of our veggies had a little bit of time to simmer, I think we did it for about 30 minutes, we're just going to blend this up with our immersion blender. Of course, you could use a regular blender or a food processor or whatever you have. And then we're going to add in our V8 juice, our tortellini, and some Parmesan cheese. We just served our soup with some extra Parmesan on top and some garlic bread on the side that I threw in the air fryer. And this dinner was so good and so filling, and we ended up having enough to eat this twice. So this made about 8 servings, and I highly recommend you try this one out. For our last dinner of the weekend, I wanted to make a beef pot pie. And someone had suggested, I'm sorry, I still can't remember, I'll have to look back through the comments and try to find it if I can, that the cheese sauce that I put on macaroni and cheese would be really good on top of a beef pot pie. And we were like, yes, that would be good. And then halfway through, we changed our minds and decided to put it in the pot pie. So this turned out delicious. Trust me, it's so good. You've got to try this. So we're starting out by cooking some carrots in some garlic and butter. And we're going to add in a whole bunch of other seasonings, and I'll have this recipe down below as well. And while the carrots are cooking and getting tender, I'm going to get started on the cheese sauce that I would normally make for macaroni, but this time it's going in the pot pie. You guys have seen me make this quite a few times, so I'll just put that recipe link down in the description box. So we season the carrots with some parsley, some salt and pepper, some onion powder, and Tony's seasoning. And then once those are tender, we're going to add in some frozen corn and frozen peas and let this all cook until the cheese sauce is done. Once the veggies were pretty much cooked, we added our beef back in that we drained on some paper towels. And then we added in our cheese sauce. I think we used about half of what the recipe makes. So we had some left over to dip pretzels in or whatever we wanted it for. So yeah, we're just gonna mix our cheese sauce in and then get this in our pot pie. So next I'm going to get started on filling up the pie. I'm just using some store-bought pie crust, but of course you can make your own if you want. I'm going to get the bottom shell in and then poke some holes with a fork and add in our filling. So once I got all of my filling in there, I'm going to add on my top crust and then crimp the edges so that nothing leaks out in the oven. And I've had some people ask me before how I do this, and I don't know. Honestly, I just wing it every time. Even if Adam makes an entire thing for a pot pie, he makes me do the crust, but it's really not that hard. I just kind of pinch it in between my fingers and hope for the best. But we're going to crimp the edges, and then I'm going to brush an egg wash on top and cut a few slits in the top for the steam to vent. And then we'll get this in the oven on 375 degrees for 40 to 50 minutes until the top is golden brown and the bottom crust is cooked through. And I had to test out the cheese sauce to see if it's good on pretzels, and yes. Yes, it is. For some reason, my camera does not pick up brown very well, so everything I make, it doesn't look like it's all the way browned like it does in real life, but this was delicious. It was perfect. It was cheesy and gooey and so yummy, and everyone devoured it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, we would love for you to join our YouTube family. So make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. We're a week away from Christmas, and I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you guys in the next one.